Meghan Markle has captured the hearts of millions across the globe, and there are many who are waiting with bated breath to see how she's going to look on her wedding day when she walks down the aisle to literally meet her Prince Charming. But it's not going to be all glamour. She's going to have to follow some very strict and strange rules while she is a member of the royal family. Number 27. All rise. Regardless of who you are or where you are, if the Queen stands, so do you. Number 26. Pack your bags. If you're a member of the royal family and you are packing to go anywhere, even if it's on a tropical island holiday, make sure you pack an all-black outfit. Reason being, you never know who's going to cross the Rainbow Bridge, so you always have to be prepared for the unexpected. A morning outfit is essential. Number 25. What's in a name? Well, everything when it comes to royalty, and when it comes to the royal family, nicknames are not allowed to be used at all. You have to use their official title. For example, we fondly speak about Kate Middleton, but if you were to meet her, you would have to address her as Catherine. You have to wonder what sweet nicknames Kate uses behind closed doors for George and Charlotte. Number 24. Taste tester needed. If you were in need of a job, perhaps you would be interested in this one, becoming a royal family food taster. Actually, we just sort of made that up, but it would be a cool job, wouldn't it? Although staff turnover might be a little bit high. When royals go on walkabouts, basically strolling along with a crowd, they may not eat or drink anything for obvious reasons. Fortunately, that doesn't extend to official functions, where they can eat and drink what they please. Number 23. Time's up. If you're ever privileged enough to share a meal with the Queen, make sure you keep an eye on her plate too. Because the moment the Queen has finished her meal, well, so have you. Everyone has to stop eating whether they're actually done or not. Number 22. Game on. As long as it's not Monopoly. Several reports claim that the Hasbro board game is forbidden to be played in homes of the royal family. If you've ever played Monopoly in your home, you will know that family feuds have stemmed from a simple game of Monopoly, so perhaps they're trying to just prevent that. Prince Andrew, the son of Queen Elizabeth II, was once given a game and he said, "We're not allowed to play Monopoly at home. It gets too vicious." Number 21. Votes are in. Just not from the royal family, and that's because they're not allowed to vote. It's believed that if the royal family shows favor to a particular party, it would sway the vote unfairly and wouldn't end up being a fair election. They have to stay impartial at all times and are never even allowed to voice their opinion. Number 20. Drop to your knee. Curtsying and bowing becomes second nature when you're royalty or in royal company. When greeting the Queen, men perform a neck bow and women curtsy. Don't know if it's just us, but that curtsy looks exceptionally awkward. Number 19. You have my blessing. Forget about love. Even if you meet the person that you know would be the perfect fit, it doesn't mean you can just go and marry them. You need to get approval from the king or queen first. This rule applied to all royals right through to 2013, but then things changed a little and the rule only applies to those closest in line to the throne, which currently would be Prince Charles, Prince William, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, Prince Harry, and Prince Andrew. Number 18. Flower power. Although this isn't an actual rule, but more symbolic, it's something you'll need to be aware of should you ever get married to royalty. Every bride put some myrtle into her wedding bouquet. It began when Prince Alfred's grandmother gave Queen Victoria a sprig of myrtle from Germany for her bouquet, and the tradition just stuck. It will be interesting to see if Meghan Markle continues the tradition. Number 17. Flying solo. There was a rule that dictated that two heirs were forbidden to travel together. The reason being that should anything go wrong with the flight, they wouldn't lose two rulers at one go. But there are loads of images of Prince William and Prince Harry flying together, so maybe they're not that strict anymore? Or perhaps it's because little George is the next in line now after Prince William. Number 16. PDA, we just don't care. John Legend was definitely not referring to the royal family with this hit single, was he? PDA is frowned upon, and it's more evident when traveling. They're not even encouraged to hold hands. Talk about having to be super secure in your relationship. Number 15. Strictly forbidden. We feel a little sorry for anyone working at Buckingham Palace because a food essential is totally banned. The humble garlic may not set foot in the palace, and that's because two former royal chefs claim that the Queen does not like garlic at all. If that's the truth, then we don't want to be a princess anymore. It's just not worth the sacrifice. Number 14. More sacrifices. Becoming a member of the royal family is beginning to feel more and more like hard work, isn't it? Imagine having to give up shellfish for the rest of your life. Alright, to be fair, it's not written in stone and it's a little archaic. It was deemed rather dangerous to eat shellfish ages ago, and it's advised that royals refrain from eating it because of all the foods that cause food poisoning. Sadly, shellfish doesn't have a good reputation. So, royal members can decide if they want to take the risk or not. Number 13. Fit for royalty. Things are starting to get serious now. We can deal with the shellfish regulation, but what about this atrocity? Rice, pasta, and potatoes are not eaten at dinner at the palace. Instead, lots of veggies, salads, and some fish. Although considering how well the queen is looking for her age, maybe we should think about following her example. Number 12. You are what you wear. Royalty always have to follow a very strict dress code. For example, hats are worn at formal events during the day, and tiaras in the evening, but only if you're married. Prince George, as little as he is, also has to follow a strict dress code. Those cute little shorts aren't just there to look adorable, they also show his belonging to an aristocratic class. Number 11. Keeping with tradition. This might be the most bizarre rule on our list, and that is that the Tower of London should always have 6 ravens living there. This dates back to the time of Charles II, who ruled from 1660 until his death. He had this weird idea that should the ravens ever leave the tower, the kingdom would fall. We wonder how often they replace those ravens. Number 10. Right and left. Those directions aren't just good for when you're crossing the road, but they're also the way in which the queen will conduct her conversation at a formal dinner. She always begins by speaking to whoever is seated to her right, and then, when the second course arrives, converses with the person on her left. Number 9. Secret signals. It has been speculated, but never confirmed, that the queen uses her handbag to send secret messages, but it makes complete sense. You'll often see her with her bag in public, and it's believed that when she places her bag on the table, she wants the event to finish within 5 minutes. And if she places her bag on the floor, she isn't happy with the conversation unfolding. Number 8. Hands off. Again, this isn't a set rule, but more of a guideline if you're about to meet any members of the royal family. Touching is really a no-no, so seeing an image like the one with LeBron's arm draped over Kate's shoulder, you can just feel how awkward it is. As much as what you'd like to do, just don't do it. We'd hate to see you being arrested for being a little over-friendly. Number 7. You can leave your hat on. And in this case, your coat too. Even if you're sweltering and inside, the coat stays on. Why? The queen has deemed it very unladylike to remove any outerwear in public, as it might be misconstrued as undressing. Female members of the royal family have to find a private spot to remove their coats. Number 6. No signature required. The royals do not sign autographs, so scratch that hope off your wish list. It's for security reasons, you know? Number 5. Follow me. It's the rule that Prince Philip always has to walk 2 paces behind the queen. It's all about the order of precedence, or hierarchy. We can assure you the crowds are there purely to see the queen and are obviously, not that interested in seeing Prince Philip. Number 4. Manners maketh the royalty. You can only imagine the huge amount of presents that are gifted to royalty, and that some of them must be pretty obscure. Regardless of what you're given, if you're royalty, you have to accept it graciously. Truthfully, everybody should learn that lesson, but we digress. Regifting is strictly forbidden, so you have to wonder what they do with all the gifts that they don't have a use for. Number 3. Don't turn your back on me. Seriously, never, ever, ever turn your back on the queen. If you've had a conversation with her, you wait until she leaves first before you even consider doing the same. It would be exceptionally rude to do otherwise. Number 2. Sit like a lady. All those years of nagging by her mother must have paid off because Kate does it so elegantly. But if you're a member of the royal family, women have to sit in a certain way with their legs crossed to the knee or the ankle. Number 1. Slave to the media. Don't think you're going to get away with anything because as a member of the royal family, you're not allowed to avoid public observation, so you may as well get used to it. It's a good thing you have a team behind you to make sure you look your best at all times. Knowing everything you do now, would you like to be a member of the royal family? Tell us about it in the comments below and subscribe to our channel for more fun videos just like this. Thanks for watching.